I met Werner Herzog.
I saw the photo of that. It's amazing.
Yeah, that was after a 15-minute chat about movies. He just he came in and did a voice for Rick and Morty.
I have Werner Herzog questions. Did he disappoint or did he satisfy?
I've never met a famous person that was more just exactly what you'd expect. In that which is not to say that he's predictable at all, because what you expect with Werner Herzog is that he's going to come in and like be
Abstruse.
Werner Herzog. Yeah, kind of like so he came in. I said, "Thank you for coming." Oh, thank you.
I found the parking outside.
He wanted to know
the lines that you're supposed to park, and I find
he's coming in to do the voice of a cartoon alien. It's the character's name is Old Reptile. So he's like, this character is he a crocodile? Snake? I said, well, he's an old reptile. He's an alien. I said, do you have some form of I can't make him sound like Peter Lorre.
You were a little Michael Madsen there too.
Yeah. Do you have a fucking an ear I could cut off? So he wanted to see something. I was like, well, this character hasn't been drawn yet.
So there's no concept art.
So we showed him a little bit of Rick and Morty. I showed him like a scene from the pilot when they're in the intergalactic customs. So he watches it for a second. He goes, yes, I see. Yes, they are creatures, but they speak normally. Yes.
Wait. Okay. Second Werner Herzog question: is Werner Herzog now going? Is he going to be on like Bob's Burgers and stuff too? Like,
I hope not.
Is he out doing cartoon voices?
I hope.
How did you pull this?
We just said to the casting department, "Will he do it?" And he's in LA, and they were like, "Yeah, he'll do it," but he. Well, I don't want to. He just did it for scale.
So you got Werner Herzog in the booth.
Yeah,
and he's got the headphones on.
Yeah,
and who's directing him?
I'm directing him.
And Justin's there probably.
Well, he had a lot of questions about. Like, he was like, "So, do you want me to do a exaggerated? Why am I can't do. I was doing this impression.
Just go
for a
more
while.
German, like be more.
I can't. I think that we have ways of making you talk. That's just a phrase I use to get into my German character. I'm sorry to our German listeners.
It's a little Don Corleone right now.
It's a day of my Führer's wedding. You come to me. All right. So, anyways, maybe
wait, he's in the booth. I mean, tell me about
first he had to understand. He was like, "Do you want me to do a exaggerated version of myself?" I said, "No. Don't do.
Just be Werner Herzog.
Just be yourself." And he's like, "Oh, myself is.
Here we go.
That's
this is an artificial construct."
And I said, "Well, the guy that you are, having grown up, watched your movies, like that guy." And he's like, "Oh, well, see, that guy, that is, I am being an exaggerated version of myself." I said, "Okay, yeah, exactly."
Wait, he's
presentational.
In his movies, he's performing for us.
He just means like anybody is like when you're talking into a microphone, you step on the gas a little bit. So then he got in the booth or he watched the cartoon and he said, "Yeah, the creatures speak normal," and then he got in and he does this monologue and it's about penises and it's just this big long monologue.
He'd already read the material before he got there.
Yeah, and he said, I read the screenplay and I think that I think that it is very funny. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you bet you're. And so he went in there, and then he fucking nailed it. Like first take, he just did it, and because he's playing an old reptile who, without spoiling the story, it's a cameo. He's just an old reptile alien who's explaining to the other aliens that he's spent a lot of time on Earth among the Earthlings and noticed their relationship with their penises. And it's just a big long monologue about this cosmic observer talking about how humans feel about their penises. It's funny when they're small. It's funny when they're big. I've been to parties where men will take an object, hold it in front, and say, "Hey, I'm Mr. So-and-so Dick."
Was it Pringles by any chance, Dan?
So he nails it, and then we just did some other. I was like, well, can you do it more intense? Can you do it more tragic? Can you do it more things? And then it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Then he plopped down and talked about. I wanted to talk to him about the act of killing, because he executive produced that, and he explained how he discovered that movie or how it was brought to him by Joshua Oppenheimer, and we talked about how amazing that movie was for a while. And it turns out for those of you who have seen it. Like, I won't spoil it for those of you who haven't. Go find The Act of Killing and watch it. I've talked about it on this podcast. It's one of the most incredible documentaries I've ever seen. The ending of it will be particularly impacting to you. And he told the story about how he was actually very key in the way that ending was edited, or rather not edited. He was the voice of he's trying to convince the filmmaker. You have to show all 3 minutes of this unedited at all. And I said to him, if you do this, if you shoot this movie for 7 years and then edit the final 3 minutes in any way, you have spent your life in vain. And I said, is that also how you order breakfast? If I do not get feta cheese in this scramble, if there aren't also bits of bacon. And I was amazed by his story. I was like, wow, this guy's a real fucking, like, he's a genius. Like, that story proves it. But then he said another story that kind of undercut it, because he said, who else has done the show? And I said, Stephen Colbert. And he said, I had an influence on Stephen Colbert. I say that with humility, but I was doing his show, and he came up to me in the hallway before, and I had not seen it. So I asked him, is it Colbert or Colbert? And he said, oh, it's the French, it's Colbert. And I said, that being the case, you should think about changing the pronunciation of report and do the French of that, which is rapport. And soon after that, he started using that pronunciation of the show. And I was like,
adorable.
And I said, did you meet him on The Daily Show, or did you? And he's like, no, his show. And I'm like, oh, that's when he started pronouncing it different. Okay, and then just moved on. But you can just picture Werner Herzog doing that, and Stephen Colbert going, you know what? I'm gonna do that. You know exactly how that story unfolded.
That's so cute.
An amazing guy, and like really just like kind of when he enters the room, it's kind of, I don't know, you feel it. What archetype is that? He's like, he fills a niche for people. I think sometimes in his documentaries, like Grizzly Man, is sometimes he injects himself a little more than I think he might want to do. Sometimes he makes himself more of a protagonist in his documentaries. Sometimes where he's like, what's up in Grizzly Man? He's hearing the was it the cell phone of the guy getting killed by the bear? And he's like, and he's in front of the wife. He's like, oh, this is the worst. You should never listen to this. Oh, yes, never listen to this. Don't ever. This is really bad stuff. Don't listen to this. Yeah, he does a lot of weird stuff. That's why you're watching his movies. You feel like you're in the hands of some strange master. You know
what's great is
because his movies might take some weird left turn.
Have you seen My Best Fiend by him and Klaus Kinski? That's a doozy.
Yeah, that's how I was introduced to him, actually. That was one of Dino's favorite movies, and he showed that to me. But yeah, what a gem. I'd like him to be New Pierce on Community. I think that would
That's amazing.
This things you are talking about at the study room table is... I understand the concepts, but the real question is, at what price?
And if you change the letters in price, you get Pierce.
Okay.